Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. 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 It's showtime.
No. You know what?
Welcome to Friday Night Lights. I'm your host, Mikey, and as always, riding with me, my boy Tommy. What's going on, brother?
What is up, Mr. Mikey? Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday to all of Bill's Mafia. And if you're new to this channel, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's do it, man. What a week, Mikey. Go ahead and get to it. Go ahead.
Scotty coming in with a hot one for all free agent wide receivers. I know you're looking at Josh Allen. Applications are currently being accepted. Listen, we were going to hit on Diggs, and I was going to do around the league, but you played that intro. We got to touch on it before we go around the league.
Rings so true.
You know, we've been one of those channels that have been like, listen, you've been calling it for about a year now that Diggs isn't happy in Buffalo. He wasn't for Buffalo. He wanted out. You know, but he signed that contract. He couldn't get out. He was stuck.
Yep.
You know, and we were like, listen, it's not that we couldn't trade him or we couldn't release him. I just didn't think there was any possible way that Brandon Beane would be willing to eat a $31 million dead cap to move him.
Right.
We were all wrong. Because I think you said this 3 weeks ago. You said the only possible way Brandon Beane moves him is if he becomes such a cancer that he's got to move him.
Yeah.
So whatever conversation happened behind closed doors, Brandon Beane said enough's enough. Go find yourself a trade partner. And he did.
Yeah, absolutely. And supposedly, I mean, somebody said, I forget who, Shady supposedly heard the Houston thing like two weeks ago. Well, that was in the mix. So from his brother or something like that. So it was definitely in the mix. I mean, and we didn't, once again, we didn't think it was going to happen because, boy, like he would have had to really push the buttons of Brandon Beane and company, right? Because it's a team for them to eat that 30, right? But at the same time, man, it's been going on almost 2 years, Mikey. And how much off-season drama and how much in-season drama now, because I said it last year to you in the off-season when we were going into the 2023 season. I said, okay, Diggs and McDermott kind of hash things out, but not really. But they're like, hey, we'll make it work. It still was a little weird, but I did say the moment this team starts to play a little bad is where I'm curious to see where Diggs is really at. And I felt like when he wasn't getting the ball late into that season, halfway through, you started seeing Diggs getting a little bit irritated, a little bit more obnoxious on the sideline than he was in. Because I go back in this, Mikey. Here's where I go back with Diggs. 2020, we get him in a trade. And all of Minnesota fans were saying, man, hey, good luck with him, right? And me and you, and just like everyone should have been saying, hey, we're going to give the guy a chance. We don't, listen, that's old news. Whatever he did there is old, and we're going to see what he does here. And he was a great teammate in 2020, 2021. Matter of fact, I go back to the 2020 loss to the Chiefs. And he's out there, and McDermott had to go get him. Remember, he soaked it in. He was with his teammates. he cared, right? Like he hurt. And I felt like in 2022 and 2023, he could care less. Now, I'm not saying he didn't give it his all when he played football. I'm just saying the love for the team and the love for his coaches and teammates, I think, was gone. That drop, by the way, in the last game, most players would have been like devastated, right? I go back to Stevie Johnson's drop against Pittsburgh, and he was just devastated. It was a key drop. I felt like Diggs was like, whatever. And he acted like whatever after. So I kind of, like I said, that's the whole feeling for me where Diggs was just, I don't really care. Like, okay, we're out. Okay, now I'm going to go home. He left the locker room twice in 2022 and 2023, did not stick around with his teammates. Murray had to go pull him back. It's just, you could see it. The writing was on the wall, Mikey. And you can't have that. You can't. And, listening to what's his name today or yesterday, Sharp, talking about, look at all the diva wide receivers, top guys that were cut back in the day. Terrell Owens, right? Look at even more, Randy Moss. A lot of the big time guys that were running their mouth were gone, shipped off. That's why they went and saw so many teams, because it's a cancer to the team. Yes, they're great, but you can't keep dealing with that. And Diggs, it caught up to him. And like you said, he tweeted his way out of Buffalo. And that's where we're at today, man. He tweeted his way out. He wanted out. He got his wish. And it's interesting that Houston is only going to keep him for 1 year.
That's the most surprising thing of all of it, is they traded for him and then they voided his final 3 years, gave him more money this year. So not only did he tweet his way out of Buffalo, he tweeted his way into a 1 year, $22 million guarantee. So he got a raise to go there. And then he's never a free agent this offseason.
Can I tell you why? That's another great point. Somebody else, I forget the guy who made the point, but Diggs is a me guy. Okay, let's just face the facts. He wants his receptions. He wants his yards. Houston has a number one in Tank Dell. Houston has a guy that's an upcoming receiver in Collins. I'm very curious how it's going to go when he's not getting number one treatment in Houston.
He's not getting 160 targets a year.
Exactly. And that's why I think Houston said to themselves, or maybe even Diggs said, or maybe they both agree, like, okay, we could do this for 1 year, but I want to be the man. And he wants to go somewhere where he's the man. Like when he came to Buffalo, he was the man, right? John Brown was faded out. Cole Beasley was on his last leg. Let's be real. And Diggs was the man.
Yeah.
But now things are starting to change. We're starting to get younger, right? Gabe Davis came to the picture. Gabe Davis taking some targets away. All right. Khalil Shakir, Dalton Kincaid, like, a new coordinator wants to spread the ball around. Not happy with it. Well, here we are. So I don't mind going younger. And if Diggs wants to go somewhere where he's the number one, then Houston's going to – that's why Houston probably kept him as a 1 year guy.
Yep. So here's the way I look at it. I like Stefon Diggs, the player.
Yeah.
The production he put up in the regular season was legit. The dude was an alpha number one for us. Yep. He disappeared in the playoffs.
Yep.
He always has. Outside of the Music City Miracle or the what was that catch? It was the Minneapolis. What was that? The something miracle they called it.
Well, the Music City Miracle against us.
Yeah. Well, what's the one that
the Vikings catch? Right.
Yeah, the Vikings catch. Outside of that one, he hadn't done much in the playoffs. So it's one of those things of. Your alpha receiver has a chance to make a play and doesn't make a play. You talked earlier about, him missing that catch and then just walking off. I go back to earlier in the season. I was watching the Kansas City game. MVS drops a wide open one in the end zone. I saw him laying in the end zone, smacking the ground, pissed off that he dropped it. And he's not a number one.
Right.
A guy who cared.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So it's crazy, right? When you go really look back at like the season, right? And how he acted, even on the sideline, tell me you didn't get that vibe from the 2020, 2021 vibe where Allen and Diggs had this, and even the rest of his teammates had this just like awesome, fun loving, connection. When they scored, it was just like, that's why, like in 2020, 2021, the best friends and the magazines and, you know, all the video clips of them on the sideline doing their dances and that shit all went away. Like, and I felt like if you saw very little that last year was kind of,
you saw it forced between those two. It was forced. I'm here for you. I got you. It wasn't fun. It wasn't the giving the guy a hug, saying, you know, love you, glad to have you, you know, like it was that way in 2022 up until that Bengals game. Whatever happened the week of the Bengals game changed that relationship forever.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what it was like for me? Like Diggs was showing up to work, but he hated his job.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to go to a new job, but he had no other choice because he needed to get his money, right? And it was like the rest of the team's over on it's huddled together and Diggs is off to the side and a chair just waiting for game time. Like that's how I kind of felt. And of course I'm not in the locker room. I don't know that to be true, but I kind of feel like that's how it was because everybody else was on board. Like everybody seems, for me, it seems like everybody in Buffalo, at least for now, Dawkins and Allen, it's like, go Bills Mafia. Like you could see the love and the passion for this team, right? Even the head coach, right? Which I'm not a fan of, right? We all know. So, but they back their coach. They love their coach. They love Brandon Beane, Big Baller Beane, Von Miller wearing shirt. I just didn't catch that from Diggs at all over the last 2 seasons, right? Or at least season and a half, let's say. And yeah, that's that, man. I mean, name a time where Diggs was like at all giving any kind of love, credit towards any of his teammates, really. I mean, I couldn't tell you when. I really couldn't. But I could tell you when he said, you know, oh, if it wasn't for me, he wouldn't be anything.
Yeah.
Tweet. You know what I mean? Like, dude, what are you doing?
Listen, here's what Brandon Beane did. He bit the bullet this year, moved him, got a 2nd-round pick for a 1-year rental. Awesome. Great return on a, you know, decreasing investment.
I think it's fair. I think it's damn. I told everybody when I went live, Mikey, and everyone's like, oh, 2nd round. I said, bro, go look at the trades that are happening around the league for receivers.
Amari Cooper went for a 5th, you know.
Right. It's
outside of Tyreek, no one else got a 1. Everyone else was like third, 4th, 5th, you know.
Right.
So
we'll take it for an aging receiver who also has baggage to him. Yeah. Let's be real.
Here's the real thing.
Yeah.
Going into next year, he just cleared $27 million off of our cap.
Mm-hmm.
We were already going to be fine. And Weston comes in, and what's going on, brother? Glad you're here. Says, scary thing is Chiefs have like 40 to or 50 to 60 million in cap next year. They could sign him. Listen, sign him. Sign him at your own risk.
Right.
Listen, you know, one time can be, you know, just situation. 2 times is a pattern. Yep. He talked his way out of Minnesota, and everyone said, oh, it's because he wanted to be an alpha. He went to Buffalo. He was the most targeted player in the NFL over the last 4 years. He had the most receptions. He had the most yards. He's number 1 in all those categories. You know, at the end of the day, he still was not happy and talked his way out of the situation.
Right. And you know what's crazy too? I hear all the time, Mikey, too, like by like national media and like some people on Twitter. I don't know, but oh, you know, is it Diggs' fault? He didn't get only 4 passes thrown, 5 in the playoffs. Why aren't they using Diggs in the playoffs? It drives me nuts. You don't think Josh Allen, offensive coordinators, Dable, Dorsey, Brady wanted to get the ball? Of course they did. He had to get open. It's his job too. He has to run the right route. He has to make the catch. How many drop passes did he have? Nobody talks about that, right? Nobody talks about him not getting. It's a team game. So if they double him, we're not going to force the ball like Ocho Cinco today saying we should force the. That's the most force the ball. So why? To make him happy? That's not how it works.
Josh did force the ball to him, and that was part of the problem.
You know, big problem.
That's one thing I'll be excited to see what happens this year with him out and us that 160 targets. Josh can now drop back and just find the guy that's open and take it.
Yep. And not have to stress about him having to get to the ball to this guy who's going back to the huddle.
Tried to force it to Gabe Davis too, to keep him happy as well. Like those days are, now gone. So you go draft a guy who fits, that just wants to be part of the puzzle. One guy who I've always passed on in the draft is Ladd McConkey, because I said he's just too much of a fit of what Diggs already was. I didn't. I wanted somebody else. Now that Diggs is gone, Ladd McConkey at 28 seems mighty interesting.
Yeah.
His route running and ability to get separation, and do the Bills go wide receiver in this draft? Well,
it's funny that being kind of like hinted, hey, I'm going to draft all receivers. Every pick's going to be a receiver, which obviously he's joking. But, Mikey, I said it before we went live. This is shaping out for me to be the 2018 draft all over again. Bean making the cuts he has to make, the ones that some of Bill's Mafia doesn't like, the Poyers, right? Trading Diggs away, Trey White. We did that in 2018 with some guys, right?
Yeah.
Shady. Who else was it? The defensive tackle at the time. Darius. Got rid of guys that.
Yeah, we sent God, what is his name? The corner. He was in his second year and we just, ousted him.
Was it Burt?
Darby.
I'm Ronald Darby. Yeah, you're right. To Philly. Yeah. So my point is, look what he did though. He was aggressive, super aggressive in that draft. I have a feeling with the draft capital we acquire, like just all together, the amount of picks we have this year and next year, because we have a ton next year as well. Now I just have a feeling, Mikey, he's going to bounce up in that first round, man. And I have a feeling we're going to be in the top. We're going to be either picking top 10 or top 15.
You really think we're going to move up? Huh?
I do.
It's going to cost a lot.
It is, but I don't care if it costs a lot if it works out. Just make sure you pick the right guy. Because if you don't, then it can backfire big time. But if you're
moving up, nobody's going to complain. The top three. If you're moving up, you're moving up for one of the top three. You're moving up for
I agree.
I agree. Marvin, Neighbors or Adunes. And honestly, the more I watch Neighbors, he's super athletic. I don't know if he fits what Buffalo's going to try to be doing. I think Adunes and Harrison are the guys that you're going up for.
Oh, dude, Harrison would be unbelievable, but he'd have to give up the house. I'm not sure if he's willing to give all that up, but I do see him trading up in the draft to get a receiver that he really, really wants. I just see it, man. There has to be a plan for this. There's no way that he just made a split decision and made this happen overnight.
I like where your head's at. Go for Brian Thomas Jr. and then trade next
I've heard that
second for Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah. I've heard that float.
Although you're going to have to pay Ayuk
a
lot of money. And do you want to get back into having to pay the bag to the wide receiver when we just cleared that up?
Right.
That's the bad part about going after Ayuk, to where you may go Brian Thomas Jr., Ladd McConkey, Brian Thomas Jr., Xavier Levitt, Brian Thomas Jr., Devon Baker.
Don't forget T. Higgins wants to be traded. I mean, that's another name floating out there. I'm just saying, but once again,
they want that back.
It boils down to the money. Then you got to pay. Then you got to figure that out. But could he? Sure he could. Like, there's always a way. If you want your guy, there's always a way to make it work. But yeah, I could definitely see that as a possibility as well. Him drafting receiver and trading for one. And man, then you're talking, nobody's talking about who's going to be our number one at that point, right? Then you got a future number one and whoever you draft, and you got yourself a trade in a number one already. Now you got a stacked room. I mean, because I think Khalil Shakir is just only trending up, man. And I think Dalton Kincaid is going to have a really good second year, Mikey. So
he's going to get. I'm not worried. Going to use a lot of targets to Kincaid this year.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, you have to think about it. We got rid of our wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2. There's like 220 something targets, 230 something targets out there, to be given out now.
I mean, who's our most reliable receiver last year towards the tail end?
Shakir.
Right. And and tell me this: who was Josh Allen trusting in the playoffs more than anyone? More than Diggs? More than
Shakir and Kincaid is who he went
to.
That's
right. Shakir Kincaid. Yeah, that's right.
You know?
Who was making the unbelievable catches when it counted? Shakir. I'm telling you, man, that connection is starting to really,
we may pull a Julio.
Look good.
Where we say Daniel Garson says we have to replace Diggs and Davis. See, I think they may go back to back, and here's the reason why I think that.
Yeah, I agree.
Green Bay just recently did that, and they picked up Watson and Romeo Dobbs. And you sacrifice it this year, and you take your first 2 picks, and then maybe you trade back into the early third with some of that draft capital you just got, and go get whatever you want, whether that's a D tackle, that's an edge, whatever the case may be. Or at 28, if there's an edge that you like there, take the edge and then trade back up with some of that draft capital that you have for next year and, this year and next year, and get up and get 2 in the second round.
Yeah.
Maybe they bypass that first round receiver and they go edge. So say it's Chop Robinson, right? They go Chop Robinson at 28. And then at 37, they come back in and they grab Troy Franklin or Xavier Leggett. And then at 60, they grab Javon Baker or Jalen Polk or someone like that.
Yeah. I'm with you there. I could definitely see him drafting back-to-back receiver. Do you remember this, by the way? I got to play this for you because, boy, he was right here. Hold on.
My boy Mike there ready to catch. I don't even know who caught Aaron. Devontae left him, and Tyreek left you, Patrick. Josh, don't worry. Someone's going to leave you, too. I love you.
Tom Brady just spitting facts.
Don't worry, Josh. Someone's going to leave you, too. Oh, yikes.
Tom Brady just spitting facts.
That's a veteran.
Listen, Tom Brady had a lot of guys leave him through the years.
Yeah. So get ready, bud.
It's gonna happen, and boom.
Yeah.
But I wasn't as broke up about it as a lot of people were. I was confused why we did it. Like, the Texans voided his last 3 years. We very could have easily voided his last 3 years and let him just play out this season. I was surprised Bean was willing to take the dead cap hit, but he also loves his draft pick. So the fact that he could get a second, he's like, all right, don't worry about it. We'll come up with another plan. Maybe he always planned on going 2 receivers in this draft.
It's weird, man. I when you text me, because I didn't even know. I was doing my betting on a sports bet. I wasn't even paying attention. And you're like, and I'm like, what? But I wasn't even. I was surprised, obviously, but I wasn't mad. Like I still am not. I'm good with it. Like I'm total. The guy was just. It was done. It was over. Like I said a million times before, man. The love and the passion wasn't there anymore, and I hate having I hate that about like I don't want a guy on my team or anywhere, like just in general. Like if you don't like where you're at, man, go move on. You know what I mean? And like I just felt like it was starting to distract the team and more than probably what we thought initially.
And it was only getting worse.
It was only getting worse, and I think that's why Brandon Beane. Because man, now you're kind of fucking around with your quarterback, like putting him under the bus in a way, like throwing shade his way, like. And of course, you saw I don't know if you saw the report that came out today about week 1, and they supposedly got in a little riff in the locker room, and Diggs and Allen told him, "Hey, it's only one fucking game, relax."
After the
game. So you can kind of see things were starting to get shaky.
By that time, it was already. Already issues.
I agree. I think just Josh Allen's character, the way he is, I think he was trying his best to make it work. Like just kind of like, hey, from the outside, all of us looking, saying, "No, we're good. Diggs is my guy." But now that the smoke is cleared, it's all bullshit. so,
Trig, that's why I don't understand picking Ladd, because he plays very similar to Shakir. He does, but he's actually more of an outside guy. Ladd is. He's spent more time on the outside. Having two Shakirs, that's basically what Stefon Diggs was. He was a very much a Shakir type, route runner, So you get a Ladd McConkey, and then you get an X that can go up and be the bigger Gabe Davis type. Maybe that's not what they want anymore. Maybe they don't want that. Maybe they plan on using Kincaid on the outside more this year, because with Knox back and Knox on the team for a couple years, they're going to go 12 personnel more. Maybe they don't want that type of receiver in this offense.
And I also think the Curtis Samuel signing is very underrated. I really believe that with his speed, I mean, he's like a 4.3 guy. He's a fast fucking guy. And a guy that can he's almost like a Deebo Samuel. We talked about this. He's not as big, but he does the same things. That's what makes Deebo so unique. That's what makes Curtis Samuel so unique. Curtis Samuel's going to be over 1,200 yards, like purpose yard. Like, he's going to have a lot. He's going to be in this offense. And I really think he's going to be a big piece in this offense. He's not going to be the number one, but he's going to be a big part of the offense. And I think people are overlooking that. Like they're just looking at everywhere they're talking about right now. Is who's Bills got right now? We have a pretty good lineup as it is right now, but they're missing the whole fact that we haven't even drafted yet.
Yeah.
They don't know who we're picking up. They don't even know if we're picking up a free agent that's still available. We talked about this on Michael Thomas. There's still Taylor Boyd out. There's still guys that could be gotten that I have a feeling we will after the draft, depending on how many wide receivers we take and what we do in this draft. Meaning, are we going to trade for a receiver like Spin was talking about? Possibly. Or do we draft two receivers and then maybe we don't pick up a veteran receiver? There's a lot. I still think there's a lot of options. And I think Brandon Beane, like I said before, man, there's no way he just went with this overnight, woke up and said, I'm going to trade Diggs. He had to have thought this over. He has to have a plan. I'm sure he does. And I think we're going to be just fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. We play that. We play them away next year. We play them in Houston. So it'll be nice. Listen, says
that's a tough lineup, by the way. Texas is going to be tough, man.
Okay, offense. Dexter. If you think so, that's fine. You're welcome to have your opinion. Diggs didn't make the Bills. You want to know how I know that? Right. Watch the last half of last season.
And by the way, Dexter, Diggs, for everyone that says Diggs made Allen made Diggs too. Like, don't get that confused.
Diggs
go back and look at
zero
Diggs.
Pro Bowls, zero.
Well, I don't even think he had 1,000 yards in Minnesota. So go back and look. Maybe one, maybe. Yeah. I don't think he had what he had in Buffalo. Okay, the last year. Either way, he didn't have what he had in Buffalo. I promise you that.
He became a superstar.
Right. So they both were good for each other. No doubt about it while it lasted. That doesn't mean one player makes the whole team. It's a team game, man. We have a lot of good players on the team. And by the way, we've been written off before, man. So go out and feel that way. That's fine. We've been down this road before many times, and then we'll be talking again. However, it's the playoffs where we fuck up. So I won't talk. Me and Mikey don't talk trash about us being the best damn team in football and we're the best. But I can tell you
about other teams either.
Right. But I can tell you this. I am confident enough to say we're a playoff team. And until somebody can prove otherwise, we're still the dominating AFC East team. So just saying, that's like when the Chiefs, for instance, play bad during the regular season. They barely get into the play or whatever. They're not like, and they go on with Super Bowl. Like, so, oh, Chiefs are trash. They lost Hill. What are they going to do? Well, they won a Super Bowl.
They won two.
So slow your roll.
They won two Super Bowls without him.
That's right, two. So slow your roll. And by the way, exactly, great point, though. Chiefs got rid of their best receiver. Now, mind you, they still had best tight end in the game, but that's all they really had. They had a bunch of nobodies on the receiver game. And they won two Super Bowls.
Players. Don't call them nobodies. They had a bunch of role players.
Role players.
Because those role players made plays in the Super Bowl to win the game.
But when they went somewhere else, those role players
didn't do anything.
They didn't do shit. Okay. So
no.
Kind of like in New England, right? New England, other than Gronk, they had a lot of role players, right? And they left and they didn't really do much. Right? Like, so you don't necessarily have to have this, diva top dog receiver to make it work. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I still think we will wind up getting a number one in the draft. We will find a receiver. That's how, and Mikey too, and I talk to people too, man. This is how pro sports works, man. Yeah. It's a gamble. It's a gamble when you pay these guys that, one, they're not going to get hurt after their contract, that they're not going to have any off-field issues, that they're going to live up to their contract. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it doesn't. Diggs worked out for a little while. No problem. He had a great run with us until it wasn't a great run. And you got to move on. You can't just keep on because you paid the guy. I think that's where being.
If you go back and look at that Chiefs thing, instead of giving Tyreek $25 million, right?
Right.
They went out and they rebuilt that defense. They took that money. They didn't put it into offense. They said, listen, we have Travis, we have Mahomes, we have Andy Reid, and we have a bunch of role players that we've drafted, young guys. Right. We're going to take that money and go fix our defense. They rode that defense to the freaking Super Bowl this year.
All the way to the Super Bowl.
Like, listen, Patrick Mahomes is about as clutch as they come, so I won't ever take anything away from the guy because he was clutch when they needed him to be clutch. But that offense isn't what won him that Super Bowl. That defense won him that Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely,
we now have cleared that going into 25 next. So we're gonna play 24 without that cap hit. But going into 25, Brandon Beane has reset this cap. Like that's $27 million more added there. That we don't have that we were gonna have until 2027. That's gone.
Yeah.
So now he has the ability to extend Gregory Rousseau, extend Spencer Brown if he wants to, go out and rebuild this defense.
And I also want to make another point too. Josh Allen, when Josh Allen and the Bills picked up John Brown and Cole Beasley, two guys that never accomplished what they accomplished outside of Buffalo with playing with Josh Allen. So don't think that the Buffalo Bills can't get a receiver and Josh Allen can make that receiver look damn fucking good or better.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just throwing that out there. So that's why I'm saying watch out for Curtis Samuel. He's never played with a guy like Josh Allen. Same thing with John Brown, right? John Brown came. Too bad John Brown wasn't in his prime. Came at the end of his career because things might have been different, guys. Same with Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley was around a little bit when we got Cole Beasley, right? He wasn't like this spring
played in Dallas forever.
So my point is, when you have a top quarterback like a Patrick Mahomes, like a Josh Allen, Tom Brady, right? The big time guys, they can make receivers look fucking good, great.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't overlook that, and a lot of people are overlooking that.
Josh Allen made Foster look good.
You're fucking right. He did. He was not even in the league. Robert Foster.
Yeah, Robert Foster.
I forgot all about.
He was. Everyone thought he was going to be the number one. Josh Allen made him look good.
Got cut the next year. Didn't make the fucking team.
Gone. So Carl comes in with the super chat. Thank you, Carl. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Carl.
Diggs was exactly what a young Josh needed. They were great together. Josh is a veteran now and doesn't need him. Josh and Ladd McConkey in 2024. Listen, that is the best way I could think of it. Stefon Diggs did exactly what we needed him to do when we came.
Yeah.
Now I wish we wouldn't have signed him to the extension because this was year one of his extension. So if we never signed him, he would have ended last year and moved on. I bet you Beane doesn't make that mistake again and doesn't sign someone 2 years out anymore.
We were trying, to be honest with you though, let's be real, right? When we were I think all Bills Mafia wanted that, right? Like why did we want that? Why? Because
it was after the 13 seconds game.
Because 2020, 2021, Stefon Diggs was all in. He was producing. He loved this team. You saw the will and want and love. And we were like, dude, this guy produces. He wants to win a Super Bowl in Buffalo. He loves his team. Him and Josh have this fucking bond. Of course we were all. And you don't think Brandon Beane was like, damn, yeah, this guy's on board. Of course. Nobody. But that's the gamble you take. That
2
is
years
the risk
later,
you take. That's the risk you take.
Yeah. That's the risk you take. I bet you Beane doesn't do that again. I bet you he says no. Only last year of deal.
I'll tell you who it would be. A guy he drafted.
Yep.
Because he's that's it. It ain't gonna be another guy he picks up in free agency. You know what I mean? Or through trade. I promise you that.
Yeah, what Weston said that they actually offered him $28 million, and he said no.
Okay.
We want to go to Miami. Diggs wants to go to Dallas. He's spending 1 year in Houston, then he's on his way to Dallas.
I think that's the ultimate plan. Play with his brother.
Now let's see what Jerry's willing to pay him, because they have to pay CD.
Yeah,
they have to pay Micah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have to pay Trayvon.
Right.
You know, let's see what Jerry's willing to pay him.
Yeah,
that'll be interesting. Can't wait to see Kincaid get 4 more targets. He's going to get at least 40 more targets, Chuckles. We have like 220 targets or 240 targets that walked out the door.
Yep.
With Davis and Diggs. There's going to be so many more targets to go around to those guys. And I don't think some rookies walking in here and getting 150 targets.
No, he'd have to be an absolute stud. Now, it could happen. You never know.
I mean, guess if we went up and got a Dunes or one of those top 3, but I can't see a rookie walking in getting 150 targets. I can see a rookie walking in and getting 100. You know, if he's one of those elite wide receivers that are coming off. But you know, there's so many targets to go around now,
and
like,
I like it. I love it. Go ahead and spread the ball around.
I love the options that we have.
Absolutely.
What I am more concerned about now is our offensive line. I will tell you that. We finally got an offensive line that looked good, and then Brandon Beane went and fucking tinkered with it.
I think two. You know, we had a couple question marks last year. I think it was one was the linebacker was the main thing going into last season. I think it's going to be 2 things now for me at least. Safety, because I still. We'll see. I'm not totally sold on Rat being the starter yet, and we don't know who's lining up next to him. And then offensive line, like you said, it's like once we finally got it down, Pat, right? We finally had that offensive line clicking, that link all linked up together, right? That chain link. Now we got a center who's never played with Josh before, at least a full season, a starter under center, and a left guard who was a rotation guy. So I like what I saw, but again, it was very little time.
We did sign Leal Collins this week.
We did.
Who can play both left guard and right tackle.
Which is a great pickup. No doubt about it. It's a veteran guy. It's a smart move. Good rotation guy. Good guy to have in case somebody goes down. But I still, man, I am. Let's just hope camp goes well. I want to hear good news out of camp when it comes to the offensive line. You know what I mean? Like we definitely want to hear good news, man.
Yeah. The Dawson Knox one. Yeah, we did extend him too early. We did extend him too much. However, Dawson Knox redid his deal this offseason. It wasn't a restructure, it was a redo. And he took less money. He got more guaranteed, but he got less overall. Yeah. Which I think was a good move by Bean, as he brought down his base, like the total value of it, but just guaranteed more of it, which I like.
Yeah. And that was a rush. I think that was it was definitely a mistake, you know, I mean, obviously. And I think, Bean tried to correct as much as he can by doing what he did. But that was a rush. And I think that was, man, I keep saying it, man. I just think that I feel like when his brother passed away and all that happened in the offseason, it was a weird offseason. I kind of feel like he was just trying to do the right thing by giving him an extension. That's how I feel like. But I just feel like Dawson Knox is who he is at this point. You know what I mean? Like I don't see like a higher ceiling for him. You know what I mean? I think he's reached it. I think he's a decent player.
He's a fantastic number 2.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
he's a really good blocker. And he's an occasional playmaker. He's a fantastic teammate and leader.
Yep.
You know, I wish we didn't pay him as much as we're paying him, but you know what? If we have the money, so be it. You know,
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you there.
Roy comes in. I don't think Tommy's happy about Buffalo Rumblings. Listen, no one wants to see anyone have their network cut out from under them.
Whoa. What do you mean?
Did you not hear about the Buffalo Rumblings?
Of,
I think it was part of like Bleacher Report, and there was like someone that owns the IP of it, and they pulled out. And
there's no more YouTube?
Sports Nation. Yeah, no, Buffalo Rumblings was closed down. But so I have a lot of guys I listen to over there. With with Bruce Nolan and Joe Miller and Jay Spence and a lot of those guys. I love them all. It sucks. That was a horrible way to go.
I wonder where they all moved to. I
imagine they'll all move somewhere. But yeah, Rumblings got closed down. Whoever was the money behind
I had no idea. Okay,
pulled the plug on it.
Well, I could tell you this: I'm not pulling the plug.
This is owning this and not having somebody else own this.
Right, we will go anywhere. We're here.
No one pays us anything. We just do this because we like it.
Right. Though I will say, hey, guys from Rumblings, if you're watching, which you're probably not, come on.
They'll land somewhere. They're all really good guys, fantastic content creators.
Hey, listen, Joe, we had Joe on as a guest. He was a cool guy, man. I had no problem. Like Joe, I'm friends with him on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. I never got to speak to anyone else on that network, but I wish him well. Hey, I'll hit him up, man. Maybe maybe we'll do something with him if he wants. I don't know.
Oh yeah, Triggs, I heard about that. Was it Whitlock? I think it was Jason Whitlock was talking about Diggs and why he wanted to go to Houston was for all them strip clubs. Whitlock's a crazy dude. I guess I don't understand that lifestyle, and they all do. So yeah, I'm with you, Carl. I think Collins was a fantastic pickup. Whether it's a backup for Brown or competition for Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Maybe we move Spencer Brown and Collins becomes our starter at right tackle.
Oh God, I hope not.
No one has any idea what he is.
Why would we do that?
Because Spencer Brown's in last year of his deal. What if it was a move? You added Spencer Brown to the trade to get up and get one of those top 3 receivers.
No. I think that'd be a mistake.
You like Spencer Brown enough now?
Absolutely. What do you mean? I've been a Spencer. I've been
you were on the fence you were on the fence with him last year. You said
I never said that. I never said that. You remember me? I said over and over again.
You liked him.
Everybody, calm down. Right? I had to see exactly, but I was never ever like going Spencer Brown's not the guy. I was always on board saying, hey, give the guy a break. Let's see what he could do with Cromer in a full off season. And the guy proved himself. He was damn good last year. And he's still very young and he's still kind of ripe, in my opinion. Like, I think he's only going to get better if he can stay healthy.
I'll be
that
honest,
is the key.
He hasn't given him the extension, but why would he? He had another back surgery this offseason.
That's what I just said. If he could stay healthy.
Like, I mean, he made it through the whole year,
right.
But man.
But we don't know. Listen, once again, though, we don't know the extent of that surgery.
Yeah, that could have just been a cleanup. Could have been a cleanup.
Could have been anything minor. So I'm not worried about it. Matter of fact, it's not like Brandon Beane came out and like, hey, Spencer Brown, you know what I mean? Like, we were a little concerned. Like, I'm sure Bills would have came out and said something like, hey, like, this is what's going on with Spencer. Like, you know what I mean? If it was serious or major surgery, I don't think it was major. I think it was just something that he had to get done, and he missed the trip. You know what I mean? And I'm good with it. Now, like I said, though, let's see how the second year goes for him. I know it's not a second year, but it's second year healthy going into the 2024 season. If he can do what he did last year and even better, let's say he gets better. Fuck yeah, you have to extend him. You have to, because you can't let good offensive linemen walk out the door. Young offensive linemen, that is. You can't. They're hard to get, Mikey. Yeah. And I'm not gonna just go, hey.
No. I don't want to see him walk out the door at all. Spain comes in and says $6 million is a hefty price. It's up to $6 million. Wait for the numbers to come out. I guarantee you, it's probably like a $2 million base with incentives up to for $4 million up to $6 million. And it's probably all around playing time and things like that. So they always put out the highest number, which is 6. It's a 1 year, 6 up to $6 million is what they said. But I wanted to hit on this one right here. It says, I find it weird the coach gets another year to screw things up and waste another prime year for Allen. Listen, I'm kind of following Tommy's lead now on this one. Tommy said McDermott's going to be there when the new stadium opens. And
Yes,
I have a feeling you are 100% right. Pagula is not getting rid of him. Whether we like him or not, or we trust him or not, he's here to stay.
He would have to have an epic collapse.
Josh Allen
I'm
have to come out.
I'm talking 2 wins, 3. Yeah,
I don't think that would do it. I really don't think that would do it. If we only had like 3 wins this year,
yeah,
I think they would say, "Well, it's a rebuilding year."
True, we lost Diggs and this.
Yeah,
you're right. They might come up with
a roster reset.
Young guys, right?
Josh Allen would have to come out and say something about like, listen, we got to make a change. That's the only way I see him going.
And he won't. And by the way, he would never. If one thing we've learned, by the way, and I love Josh Allen, love him, but if one thing we've learned so far throughout his career,
far too fucking loyal.
He is loyal, and he does not. He would not throw anyone under the bus. No one, even if they deserve it. Think about it. Like, look at
you could be throwing him under the bus, and he'll still back you.
He's right. Like, even a guy on another team that talks trash, he's still kind of like bites his tongue, right? Like, he's just not. It's just not what he
talks his shit on the field.
Except on the field, yeah, but that's different. That's field play. Field talk is great. Like, yeah, he's a big shit talker. But I'm talking about in the media. Allen is he's just not that guy. He never will be. You know what I mean? He's just not even press conferences, post game. Like, you'll never catch that side of him. You just won't. He won't throw his teammates under the bus, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. So let me ask you a question, because this one hurts my heart even suggesting it.
Yeah. Shoot.
To move up, to get your wide receiver that you really want.
Mm-hmm.
Would you include Kyer if Levi Wallace was going to come back and be that CB3?
Whoa, what? Say Levi Wallace?
They trade Kyer and the deal to move up.
Okay.
Right? And then they sign Levi Wallace to be CB3. Would you be okay with that?
It depends where they're moving up, Mikey. I don't know.
If they're going up to get one of the 3.
I mean, honestly, yeah, I would. Because for Kyer, yeah, because at this point, where's Kyer's barely ever, for all we know, he's inactive week 1 already. Right? Like McDermott's already has him as inactive.
Because you know how much I have a dislike for Levi.
Yeah. You know, that's a great question. You think McDermott already has Kyer inactive week 1?
Well, no, they parted ways with his position coach.
I know. I'm just fucking with
to
you.
Try to help him.
But it's just like, it would be funny to think about, like, just like he's already going, well, I know one guy's going to be inactive week 1.
You know what? I'm with Weston on this. I'm surprised no one signed Mike Dana yet. The DN from the Chiefs. And the Chiefs re-signed him today for a 3-year extension. Oh, they re-signed him? Good. Maybe he didn't want to go anywhere, and he was working with the Chiefs the whole time trying to come to a number.
That's probably what it was.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a chance that he didn't want to. Listen, when Chris Jones is willing to, is that anchor, it's kind of hard to walk away from that guy. It's like, Aaron Donald. Who wants to walk away from Aaron Donald? Playing next to that guy. So good for the Chiefs and Mike Dana. He's a fantastic rotation guy. Kind of sucks that you guys re-signed him. Not gonna lie. But hey. Collins is a $1.79 million 1-year deal with incentives up to 5 or 6. That sounds about right. So the base with the incentives to get up.
Mm-hmm.
We're in trouble with Diggs drops and Gabe going the wrong way in the end zone. Listen, they're both gone. They're not there anymore. Someone else be running the routes with Josh. Exactly. You know who I never saw have a misconnection with Josh this year? 2 guys, Kincaid and Shakir. They didn't go the wrong ways.
No, you're right.
Kincaid had a couple drops, but Shakir was money, dude.
Yeah.
He was money.
No, Shakir stepped up big time, man. We all are confident. At least me and you. I thought Shakir confident wise. I was very confident.
Yeah, Carl, it's the other way around. Vandermark's a capable left tackle, but can't play right tackle.
Yeah, he's terrible.
So Colin fits the bill as the backup right tackle. You know, he's now a backup for right tackle and left guard. You know, so that's positive. Oh, Roy hit you. Gotcha. It's credit. You're right. But yeah, that's I love Vandermark. I thought he played great at left tackle as the backup. When he stepped in for Dion when Dion almost ripped his finger off in the playoff game. He stepped right in with no problem. Or was it Miami or was it in the playoffs? It was Miami, right?
I think it was a regular game. Yeah, regular season.
I think it was Miami, the last game of the season. He stepped right in.
It was a lot. It was the last game. Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Is it possible the Bills might take a center in the first round? No. I really don't see that happening.
Oh, God, no.
They're talking JPJ. Here's the thing. I don't think JPJ is going to be a center. I don't know if you've watched any of the draft talks, but everyone's saying he's projected actually to be a better guard than center. He struggles with the snap.
Yeah.
And
listen,
go ahead.
Brandon Beane you said it best when you texted me. Brandon Beane just showed his hand. I mean, if you did, he's going. Like, I don't think this is even a debate anymore. Like, I would be shocked if we don't draft receiver in the first round. Like, I honestly, especially now, and I would be really shocked if he doesn't trade up. Like, that's where I'm at. He's not going offensive lineman in the first round. I don't think he's going defense in the first round. He is trying to get younger and get playmakers on offense at this point. And we definitely need one now that we got rid of Diggs. He's a playmaker off the team. But no, man, we're not going any other position but receiver in the first round, in my opinion.
Okay. Sometimes the best receivers aren't always the flashiest. You're right, Weston. That's why I so badly want us to draft Javon Baker. I have a feeling that guy's gonna be fantastic. I wanted us to draft Jordan Reed last year. I was a huge Jordan Reed fan. I did all the mocks. We were talking about it. This is the guy I always wanted the Bills to take. There's been, Shakir the year before was the guy I wanted, and we drafted him, and he looked great last year. So I'll be interested to see what it looks like this year. Listen, it's going to be a whole different offense. We're no longer the air raid Bills. It's just that we're not built that way right now. I have a feeling we're going to be a much more balanced offense, and Joe Brady's bringing more of his type of offense over here. Yeah.
By the way, second best wide receiver in Buffalo Bills history still, Eric Moulds. Stefon Diggs couldn't stick around long enough to take that spot from my man.
He was on his way. He just talked himself out.
Yeah. Once again, though,
listen, if you like, there's some
it's tough to stick around on a team for a long time, and that's why I always give credit to people that when you're a bad team, stick around that long. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not a Mike Florio fan. I think we've talked about this. I'm not a big Mike Florio.
Yeah, I'm not huge on him either.
I listened to him the other day. Him and Chris Sims talk. He's like, I don't understand why he talked himself out of Buffalo. He was highly paid. He had all the targets he could have asked for. He has one of the best quarterbacks in the league. What more did he want?
So here's my thinking with that. Like, and I said it after 13 seconds. I think that's when it happened. I think the 13 seconds. I think there was some kind of.
I think it was the Bengals game.
I think it was. I think it started after
we signed him after the 13 seconds.
No, I know that, but I said I think that's where it kind of slowly started. Because I think that he started. I think the riff was with him and McDermott being a defensive-minded head coach. I don't think they always saw eye to eye, especially when things weren't going right, and especially when Diggs felt like he needed to be more involved in the offense. And then going to the guy that's in charge is a defensive-minded head coach who probably was like, "Hey, we're gonna, you know what I'm saying? We're going to do what we do." You know what I mean? So I kind of feel like maybe Diggs started to not trust McDermott could get it done.
Then he shouldn't have signed the extension.
No, I get it. I'm with you. But he also, at the same time, he was getting the most receptions he ever got in his career, the most targets, the most yards. Like, so and money. Right? So I feel like he was torn, right? Like, man, I got all this, but I don't like this, right? So, of course, I agree with what you're saying. He shouldn't have done it, but at the same time, he probably was going, well, I got it good here at this time, on this side of things, but there's one thing here I kind of don't like, and and I really feel like it was him and McDermott, and I'll say that again because look at what happened in the offseason in 2023. I mean, clearly, when you have a meeting with just your head coach and it goes sideways, and you're already doing your cryptic crap throughout the whole season, and that shit goes really bad real quick. And then, by the way, we're forgetting all the other crap. The reporter saying something about Diggs earlier, and he was like, "Oh, fuck that." Talking, remember that? Talking trash, but yup. So
she got suspended for that.
But is that true? Now that we all go back in time, right? So it's just funny to me. I'm just telling you that all this thing came back, and I think us going, man, what's this cryptic? And he's just probably toying around. I don't think so anymore. That shit was
he's a guy who's just not ever happy.
He was just not, yeah. I think it happened in Minnesota. He was happy at one point, and then he wasn't. And when he wasn't, it was over.
Yep.
And at that point,
same thing in Buffalo. Two years in Buffalo, and he wasn't happy anymore. You know, he did the third and the fourth year. Third year started going bad. End of the third year got real bad. Fourth year just seemed like he wasn't interested.
Go back to the press conference. Remember the one he had in 2023 after the whole shakeup in minicamp? He did the press conference, and he pretty much said, when you go back, you look at the way he talked, look at his demeanor. It was, guys, even if I wanted to be gone, they're not going to. It wasn't like
in season. He said that in season.
Yeah.
Well, after the whole Trayvon thing, he's like, guys, it wasn't like I can't be gone anyways.
Right.
So it doesn't matter how I feel.
Right. So that's telling you right there. Yeah. I really fucking hate this place, but I'm really kind of stuck.
Yeah. Jefferson and Higgins both looking for a trade, but they're both looking for big bags, and I don't think the Bills are looking to give out the big bag again.
No,
they don't.
No.
Triggs, you have been calling Josh Allen to a West Coast offense for freaking 3 years now.
Yep.
Yeah, no Gray's one of those guys. He doesn't get a ton of targets, but the dude always catches the targets that go to him. And they're always clutch. Those 17 passes, I bet you 15 of them were first downs.
Right.
The dirty bastard.
Yeah.
Whatever wide receivers Bills draft, be just as good as Diggs in the playoffs, 21 yards. Yeah. Listen, I think it was Steve who was asking thoughts on Xavier Leggett. I was concerned about Xavier Leggett's late season breakout, but I've listened to a lot of Joe Marino and a bunch of others talk about it. There's a reason for that late breakout. Some hardships, late transition to the position, and then a COVID year, added in there. Like there's a reason for the late breakout. Everyone thinks he has a really high ceiling. I'd be okay with Leggett at 28. Yeah. Leggett 28, follow up with Jalen Polk or someone like or Worthy. You know who you're not hearing about first round pick anymore is Worthy.
Yeah.
Like he was really big after the combine, but then he fell back down.
I like Adonai Mitchell. I mean, I like him too. 80 Mitchell.
My only issue with Mitchell is he takes plays off. He very much has a lot of Stefon Diggs in him.
Yes, but in the NFL, things can change. You can get with the right coach, the right, players.
Are you going to gamble on that?
Depending on depending on what we do. I don't think we're going to stay at 28, so I don't think we would draft him. I think we move up. So, you know what I mean? But if we stay at 28 and we drafted him, yeah, I would gamble on him because I think he has a lot of fucking talent. He has a lot of talent, and I think you can make it work. I think if you get the right, you get the right coaches to get him in the right track, motivated. He's with a good quarterback, veteran quarterback now in Josh Allen. I think he could get on track. That's a player to definitely look out for, even if he doesn't come to Buffalo.
I would be all over Ladd and Xavier. If we can get Ladd at 28 and Xavier at 60, you know what I mean? Or even Ladd at 28.
Coleman,
we move up.
I'm good with Coleman in second round too, by the way. I like him, man. I think he's upside.
I'm following more and more down on Coleman. The more research I do.
I like him. Okay.
He's a great 50-50 ball, but man, he gets zero separation. And I don't see how he gets more in the NFL. He got zero in college.
Yeah.
We'll
see. I think it's a player to watch out for. I don't know if we get him, but I think I'll put it this way. There's a lot of good receivers, great to good receivers in this draft class. I'm going to definitely be looking
Roy,
to see how they do in their career.
We will do a mock draft. Roy's asking for a mock draft.
Mock draft.
Yes. Weston Worthy scares me because he's only $168. Not only because he's $168, but he has inconsistent hands. Go back and watch. I mean, you thought that drop that MVS had, Weston, was bad? Go back and watch some of Worthy's drops. Nobody around him, right in his hands, goes like this, and he goes, and drops it.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
crazy.
That would worry me.
Yeah, worry me too. McConkey at 28, or trade it for Brian Thomas. Listen, Brian Thomas Jr. super high ceiling, super low floor. He's a boomer bust as they come, man. He has all the talent in the world, but man, so did Devin Funchess and a lot of those type of guys.
I like Brian Thomas too, though. I even once again, depending on where he's at in the draft, if we don't move up and he's there, another player I wouldn't hate either. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good with that. I think there's a lot of upside to him.
If AD takes a playoff on Josh during the game, Allen will pull Peyton Manning and kick him off the field.
See, now you know it's been. We were just talking about Josh. That's one thing. I wish Josh would do more as far as like a leader, like quarterback goes.
Maybe he will. Maybe that's what they're
like. I'm hoping because
Diggs is gone. Maybe he will take on that.
Like, take more control of the huddle. Take more control of be more of like on the sideline. Like, because that's one thing I don't see much of either. Like, he doesn't. Like, Josh has to have, like, and also don't be afraid to call your own play. If you don't like it,
that's what I want to see him more. Listen, the sideline, he goes over, he puts his head on, he's talking to the guy upstairs.
I get that part.
I'm fine with that. Because Jeff Saturday was Peyton Manning's guy who did that. You know what I mean? He controlled the sideline stuff while Peyton, schemed. So, but what I want to see is Josh take more control of the offense.
Yes.
Really take control of the offense. Don't just, one of the two plays. If you see something, check out of it into something else.
Absolutely. You know what I want to see? Get up to the line early. Like some of the best used to do it. Manning, Brady. Look, you have plenty of time to change the play. That's why they broke the huddle quick. Manning and Brady never stalled in the huddle and got plays in late. Your coordinators get the play in, get it aligned, and the quarterback if he wants to change the play, got plenty of fucking time. And that's the one thing
the difference with Joe Brady. Joe Brady did a lot of that in the second half of the year,
which I like. Absolutely, you're right.
Because he ran more no huddle. You know what I mean? Get up to the line. Brady did a lot more of that the second half of the season. I want to see more of that this year.
Yeah,
I want to see more no huddle, K gun. Josh taking control of the offense, calling the play. Like, give him schemes and ideas, but say, listen, the offense is yours, dude. Hand him the keys. Run it the way you need to.
You know it by now. Yeah, you know it. Hey, this is yours.
Well, it's going to be a different offense.
Well, yeah, but he'll know it, meaning he'll know it going into the season. Well, it's not like he's not going
he's already having those conversations.
Don't be so. It may be a new offense, but there's still going to be plays that Josh tells Joe Brady, dude, I really like this. You know what I mean? Like,
or I don't like this.
Like, there's good, right? Or I don't like.
Josh
you know
Allen
what I mean? Like,
hates the slant pass. He does not like it. That's why we don't run him. Josh Allen hates the slant pass.
I can't stand. I can't stand. Also, the wide receiver screen pass. Now,
we'll actually
get it right. If we get it right, but the offensive linemen also have to do their job. It's not just about the blockers have to.
Yeah,
the blockers or other wide receivers have to block. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So the offensive lineman has to block for the running back
it's a whole
to do the screens, and then the receivers have to block for the and the tight ends. That is so.
It's a whole new.
I agree with it, but we've never been. It's never been crisp. We've always struggled. So hopefully we clean that up.
Yeah.
That's another game. That's another thing we need to clean up.
Tez Walker. Westingham's is one guy he likes under the radar. Tez Walker. The problem with Tez is man is blazing fast, super athletic, inconsistent hands. He's another guy. He went to the Senior Bowl and dropped everything. Like he was a chance to have a really high second round grade, late first round, and he just could not catch a cold at the Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
Like if you can find a way for him to catch the ball, the dude is electric.
Yeah. By the way, I see the comment. Can't believe we traded Jefferson for Diggs. One, we don't really know we would have drafted him. You know what I mean? You never know.
Well, let's be
now in
honest.
hindsight,
yeah,
of course.
No one saw
Jalen
Reagor going at 21 to leave Justin Jefferson going at 22. Jalen Reagor, the Eagles botched that so bad.
Oh yeah, yep.
Like Jalen Reagor was considered a late second round guy, and he got drafted at 21. Like when Brandon Beane looked at it and he mocked it out, we had missed out on Justin Jefferson. We had missed out on CeeDee Lamb. We missed out on those guys. Like Jalen Reagor being the wild card that fell in there is the reason why.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
So it wasn't like everyone was like, "Holy crap, how'd that happen?"
Yeah, but once again, though, of course, like you don't think I tell these people all the time, you don't think every GM in every sport wishes they could go back and redo a trade or a draft pick. Like there's so many. We just concentrate on one team because we cover the Buffalo Bills, but I promise you, the Houston Texans, the Atlanta Falcons, the Tampa Bay, they all of the fan bases are saying to themselves, fuck, we missed out on this guy. If we didn't trade this guy, we'd have this guy. It's just the nature of the beast. You roll the dice sometimes. Like by the way, nobody hated the move. It worked out up until it didn't. Like it wasn't like Diggs came in and was trash and Jeffrey, you know what I mean? Like, and we were like, oh, fuck. Diggs worked out for a long time. He was a very good receiver, put up very good numbers, but once again, it happens. And by the way, you have no idea what Justin Jefferson is also going to be like in Minnesota. He could eventually want out and do the cool same shit.
Already. He's already asking to be out.
There you go. So it happens. This is sports, man. These guys, especially at that position. We just talked about it earlier when we came on, when we first came on, right? The top receivers back in the day, T.O.s and Randy Mosses, like those guys all got shipped around because that's what happens. They're divas. They get unhappy and GMs don't want to deal with it anymore. And that's why they're on multiple teams in their career, but they're Hall of Fame players. Right? It's because people, it's very rare, Mikey, that really, really good players stick with teams throughout their career. And they were talking about it. Yeah, they were talking about it. Fitzgerald, but that dude was like a fucking great dude. Like he wasn't a diva. He was he loved the Cardinals. You know what I mean? Like, but that's rare. It just doesn't happen a lot. That guys get drafted or whatever, traded and just stay throughout their whole career at one team. Usually they move on. There's something going on. Like, it's the way it works, man. It's the way it works.
Ben, you're right. We got 4 years out of production out of Diggs. Basically, what we would have got out of a first round pick. It was
absolutely.
It was a fair deal. Also, Diggs is the type of receiver we needed for Josh Allen at the time.
At that time, yep, I agree.
It worked out. It was a win-win on both sides.
Absolutely.
It really was.
Yeah,
because until Diggs became the headache at the end, he's been fantastic.
Yeah, nobody said right. Exactly. Nobody will fight that.
Yep.
Or argue that.
Yeah. Damn right. Like those 6 teams that passed on drafting Josh Allen, including the Broncos and the Jets, and the Browns, and the Giants. The Giants took Saquon that year, and they're still trying to find a quarterback. So hey, it happens. Yeah, Chiefs probably have to double dip at receiver. Also, oh god, yeah, the Rashee Rice stuff, man, that is just wild.
Oh man, he's lucky he didn't kill nobody. It's gonna. I think at the end of the day, everything's gonna work out. You know what I mean? I like nothing.
Not Texas, dude. He had marijuana in the car.
Yeah, he's gonna get in some trouble, but he's not gonna get like. I don't think it's gonna be as serious as like Henry Ruggs. You know, like
it's not gonna be like manslaughter where he killed somebody, but they're felonies.
Yeah, but I still don't think it's. I think. Listen, he has money. He's an athlete. He's gonna get lawyers.
Don't play, bro.
I get it, but trust me, I'm telling you, he'll wind up getting a slap on the wrist for this.
All right, we'll see.
Paying what he needs to pay. I promise you. I can almost guarantee you that's how it'll work out. And there was she right now.
Not only did he
that doesn't mean he won't get suspended. Yeah,
no, he left the scene.
No, I know, I saw. Listen, that doesn't mean he won't get some kind of suspension from the NFL. I'm not saying like I'm talking about legal wise. He'll get a slap on the wrist. I'm telling you, he'll get some kind of probation, community service. I promise you, the NFL is what's going to be the suspension, right? I think that'll probably be like a 5-game turn into a 2-game. You know how they do. Like, I promise you, I don't think it's that. Now, the question is, will the Chiefs be willing to stick with him? You get what I mean? Because
I don't know. After what happened in Georgia last year with where the guy died from the racing.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
by the way, he was driving.
Rice is gonna get hit with racing, you know, and at high speeds at that.
Leaving the scene of an accident.
Like they went and did this thing where they talked about, you know, what the sentence was for injuries.
Like,
I don't know what the hell these guys are.
And bro, they're like, it wasn't like just one guy hopping it was like multiple like 5 guys walking down a highway. By the way, they took a photo like a day, like that day, and it's Rashee Rice in the same shirt. Like, I mean, there's no way out of it. Like,
yeah,
I don't know why you would walk away from that. Like, what are you doing, man?
Punch Rice. He's gonna get punished.
That's what I'm thinking, Dan. Yeah, I'm 100%. They're gonna suspend him.
It wouldn't surprise me if he gets in more trouble, knowing marijuana was in the car, knowing he was racing, knowing he was driving any felony hit and run because he left the scene. Like that, the leaving the scene is what's going to get him in the most trouble.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Now, see that now, the I get the grant what you're talking about, like the weed in the car, but that is where I'm saying like lawyer, they're
going to drug test.
Could fight that.
He's been getting for DUI.
His friend could say it's mine. Blah blah blah. You know, trust me. There's a way out.
Yeah, they were drag racing a Lamborghini versus a Corvette.
And I think it was a rental.
The Lamborghini was
right.
The Corvette was his.
Right. Jesus, man. What are you doing?
Want to get you out of trouble. All right. So let's go ahead and jump in and do the mock.
Let's do it, man. Let me grab a beer. You grab a beer. Is that all right if I grab a brewski?
You got a brewski.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you do you, brother.
All right.
Why set this up? All right. Mock draft simulator. Do we want to do a different one, guys? Do you want to do PFF or you guys want to do a different one? Yeah, why don't guys ever learn? I don't get it either. I will never understand it. In downtown Dallas, of all places. Just like, did you not learn from Henry Ruggs, man? They have all the money in the world. Don't be doing stupid shit.
I don't think they'll ever learn. It's just, you get money, act stupid. I mean,
I guess.
Don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand.
So, Tommy, do we want to do the PFF or do we want to do the other one?
What do you ask a chat? I don't know.
I did.
I'm good with either one.
PFF, because PFF doesn't tell us who's on the board on a trade up. Pro Football Focus, or what is the other one? What is the other one? I don't even know what the other one is. Let's see. What is the other one? Google. And
by the way, just real quick, I want to tell everybody,
PFN.
Do not, real quick, Mike, do not eat Sour Patch Kids Extreme. It burnt my tongue. No joke. So
Anyone
out
we're gonna
there,
do
don't get
normal
patch
piece.
extreme.
All right, we're gonna do PFN. We're gonna do
right,
we're gonna do PFN this time. And let's get rid of this. And then let me share it. We're gonna do PFN. And we're gonna go slow. We're gonna do 5 rounds again.
All right, you gotta zoom that in, man.
Give me a second. Give me a second, Turbo.
Gotta get my both bifocals on or something to read that, see that.
All right. All right, so at 4, it went Caleb, Jaden, JJ McCarthy, then Marvin. So this is where you say, do you trade up? I don't think we can trade up this high.
No.
I think it's going to have to be around 9.
Yeah, I don't see us going that high. Bro.
Neighbors, alt. Okay, so at 9, Dunes is on the board. Do you try to trade up to 9? Tommy.
So I'm guessing Harrison went off already, correct?
Yep. So
yeah,
it went Caleb,
he went to
Jaden,
Arizona.
JJ, Harrison, Neighbors, Alt, Fashanu, Dallas Turner. So at 9, this is where I could see us moving up to. And you know, the Bills says, hold on, trying to see where we're at. The Bills will have buyer's remorse by trading up. You think so? Let Tommy.
I don't think so.
Up.
If you get your guy,
Tommy,
you won't.
You're the GM this time.
I absolutely would trade up. Go ahead and do it.
All right.
You got to listen, man. We traded up to get Josh Allen. We traded up to get that. You got to sometimes roll the dice and get your guy.
Okay. So what are you willing to give up to move up? 28.
Okay. So I would give our first, obviously. I would give one of our fourths. I think we have 2, right?
Yep. So I'll go 1.
And I would give next year's second that we received from
you give the Minnesota one or ours?
The Minnesota one.
Okay, let's propose.
And I think that's a fair, damn fair. Oh, sons of bitches. You're no good bastards.
So let's go.
No good, huh? Yeah.
I want to go up to 9. So I have a feeling you're going to have to give up both the seconds next year. Or a second and a third next year.
All right, go ahead. Try both seconds. I'm cool with both seconds. I'd even give it a second and third next year, but whatever. Give both seconds.
Or what if we go 144? So we give up 28, 128, 144, and a second.
I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah, they're not trading.
They're not budging. No. They're not budging.
They're not budging. They're not budging. They don't want to trade out.
These sons of bitches. All right, go ahead and move.
All right, so you want me to try to move up? Oh my God! Can you imagine the Vikings?
Minnesota doesn't
to snag some. So try to move
Minnesota's up. Minnesota's like, you know what? We're gonna try to help you guys again. All right.
Yeah. Where's Minnesota?
We'll try to move up help to
Minnesota.
You guys.
Minnesota's right here.
Yeah.
Okay. So we want 11. We're gonna give up 28, 128, 144, 163, and a third next year. Nope.
Boy. These
Nobody wants to move.
All right, so
got to give up next year's. You have to give up next year's 1. Would you give up next year's 1 knowing you have 2 2s?
You know what, though? I'll say this. Listen, if you give up next year's 1, where we've been getting our 1s have been the end of almost second round picks anyway. So, yeah, give up next year's first. Let's see. I mean, honestly, it's not. Guys, we're picking 28. Who knows how far we? Oh, fucking guys, they're not. They're not budging, man.
I don't have the trade chart in front of me to know.
Yeah. Oh, like the strength of it or whatever.
Yeah, they're
picky.
They're not moving.
All right, you know what, guys? I try. Brandon Bean hit the phones and nobody's budging.
Next year's 1 and this year's 4.
You tried.
I tried. Like, watch. I'll do it again.
They're not.
111. Give up this year's 1 and this year's 4, 128, and next year's 1. Rejected.
Guy said, don't even call me with that bullshit. You better come back with another great offer.
Jones went 12.
Oh man.
So at this point, you know, Thomas went. Might as well stay at 28.
Trying to fleece me, Brandon Bean. Get the hell out.
Yeah.
Lose my number, pal.
So we do have options to move down
and
pick up a third. Move down 2 spots and pick up a third.
See,
so
for pick, you know what? I would be willing to gamble that because I think
with the guys on the board,
I think AD Mitchell. Yeah, you know what? I think AD would drop to 30. I would be willing to take that.
You
to
have
get in the third.
Leggett on the board. You have Franklin on the board.
I would do that. I'd pull that trade. I think there's guys there to be gotten still.
Yeah, because Coleman's on the board. AD's on the Franklin, Conley, Leggett, Polk. A lot of guys on the board.
I would do the deal.
Take that deal. You would take this one?
Yeah.
30 and 93 for 28 and 163?
Absolutely.
All right. Let's see what happens. All right. Baltimore wants to move back up with us again.
No. Baltimore go kick rocks with that. I don't want to. Man, we're not going to play this game all trash.
So they moved up for Jackson Powers Johnson. So we still have our pick at wide receiver. So here's who's everyone on the board. Cooper DeJean's on the board. Hard to say. I'm still
going 80 Mitchell, man. I feel like he is.
You're going 80 Mitchell here?
I am.
If you need the body.
See, initially, I was sold on Keon Coleman early, but I think Keon Coleman can get got in the second round somewhere. I think he's going to be I think his draft stock
might be going into the third.
There you go. I'm just saying. So I just think AD Mitchell has more upside, though I still like Keon Coleman. If he's there in the third, I fucking scoop him up.
AD or Leggett, take Mitchell.
80 Mitchell,
trading
baby.
Back, acquire picks until you have to pick Leggett. That's scheming the system.
20 draft picks we wind up having.
All right, I took Mitchell. Let's see.
All right. What up, Hooked Up Joe?
Hooked Up Joe in the house. All right. Franklin just went. Ladd just went. Ooh. The Chiefs at 46. Did they trade? They traded down and let Dallas trade up. Oh, no. The Chiefs traded up and took J.C. Latham. And then they traded up again to take Ladd McConkey. Chiefs moving all over the board in this one. And we can't get them to say yes to us. Yikes. Jalen Polk just went. So looking at the wide receiver room, Leggett's still there at 51. Do you trade up to take Leggett? And then you have AD and Leggett. I paused. Spin, I got you, brother. Trade up and grab Leggett. Honestly, this is where you do it.
Yeah.
You go to the Steelers, even though this is probably where the Steelers take Leggett. Although I don't think Leggett gets out of the first round in real life. I really don't.
Right.
I
mean, he's there now in this mock draft. I would try to do it.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to trade up for it. Yeah.
So we're going to give up 60 and 133 and 200. Right. They do not want to trade with us. I could not get it one to go through. Yes.
I mean, it is.
It doesn't make it that far, but easier. Yes. So 60 for 51. So maybe I give up 128 and 144.
Okay.
Hey, I got it.
All right.
See
you guys. Hard work.
Sweat is still there. Sweat is still there, Trek. But here's the problem with Sweat. We already have 2 one-techs on the roster. There's no way they're going to bring in another one-tech. This isn't the year they're going to do that. I would love to have him. Spin Leggett is the receiver to grab, and Javon Baker. Yeah, listen, Javon Baker. I would take Leggett in round 1 and Javon Baker in round 2, if I had my way. But all right, so you said we wanted to go with our boy Xavier Leggett here, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, resume draft. Draft Leggett. So we went 80 Mitchell, Xavier Leggett.
There we go. Got both.
Yep. And we still have 93.
Yeah, and we acquired that third, so
So as we're watching all, Darius Robinson, Sweat, Kitchens still on the board. Do you try to move up for Kitchens? Take 93 and some of your day 3s and move up?
Man, I like Sweat a lot, by the way. If we could get Sweat.
Me too. I just don't think we would take a 1-tech. I really don't.
No, we
already have 2 1-techs on the roster.
I know. He's just I have a feeling he's going to be a beast in the NFL, man.
Me too. Do you want to keep rolling, or you want to try to trade up for Kitchens?
Yeah, keep rolling. No.
Okay.
I like Kitchens.
Bishop, Bola. I love Bullock too. He's a center fielder.
Where are we at right now? Where are we picking? Though
we're picking at 93, and we're at 69.
Man.
Sweat just went. Brady just went. Allen just went. Dez just went. So now we're at 74.
I'll tell you what. See what Atlanta wants. Kitchen Silva. See what Atlanta wants. Now here I'd be willing to risk it because it's not that crazy of a trade up. I think we can
Safety
make it
is a day 3 need. So DG, what do you think we need in the third? What would you be looking for?
I love Kitchens, by the way. We get him here. I mean, I think he's already. 74. I think he's slipped already in the draft. I definitely think this is worth trading up for.
No, we don't have the capital. We don't have the capital because we moved up in the
brutal.
second.
Yeah, no, I know they're brutal here though. They don't work with you much. He's gonna go soon. I'd be shocked if he falls.
Kitchens win at 78.
Yeah, to the Bears. Of course, the Bears piling up on defense.
Now that Bowler just went. Bullock's the last one. Bullock just went. DTD still there. Do we try to move up the couple spots?
Not even worth it at this point, man. Just let it ride.
We just signed a Trek. We just signed another 3-tech too, who was a starter the last few years for both the Broncos and the Panthers as our backup 3-tech.
Yep.
Like we've just redid. I don't think they're going to go interior. I really don't. D-line, edge, maybe Fisk. Let's see who's there. Dolores is there. Trotter, Dwayne Carter, Booker, DTD, Blake Fisher, Jermaine Burton's still there too. He's talking about a speedster. Jordan Hicks is still there. So I don't think we need to move up.
No, I don't think so either, man.
So all right, so we're at 93. Do you move back and collect more picks?
Who's on the board? I mean, it really depends. What are we looking at right now?
So we have the Georgia center, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., linebacker, McKinley Jackson, defensive tackle, Dwayne Carter, defensive tackle, Austin Booker, edge, DTD, safety, Jermaine Burton, wide receiver, Jordan Hicks, safety. Let's see. What D tackle?
I mean, you can see that with Hicks though. With Hicks, you could trade down and probably get him. You know what I mean? And that would make more sense. If you're looking to go Hicks, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if that's
okay. The Bears only have 4 picks, and they were ones who grabbed him. You can get a 1-tech in next year's draft. We could this year. Yeah, I do agree with that, Roy. We also signed 2 safeties to be starters, and we have Lewis and Hamlin. So why draft safety? Well, there's no guarantee Hamlin is on this roster moving forward, and there's also no guarantee that you can't move Lewis to backup slot.
I think Hamlin's on the bubble again, Roy. He was on the bubble last year.
Rice, Estime, Fisher. Oh, we can go tackle too.
Yeah,
we can go linebacker as well. We need to rebuild our linebacker room. We get Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
Absolutely need linebacker depth. No, absolutely.
We can use edge depth. Austin Booker.
Yeah.
You know,
we need it. Hey, by the way, that's something that we need to probably address next draft, which is an edge.
Honestly,
this
is the guy I would probably draft. He's a strong safety, so he'd be pushing rap for playing time. But this dude is a missile. I
don't know the guy, so you'd have to. I believe in you. You're my scout, so
it's not just me. Spin is also a DTD fan.
Okay, well, go ahead, get him.
Blake Fisher.
We need a safety
from Burton, Estime, Jordan Hicks. Yeah, I would go DTD.
Go for it. I'm with you guys with the scouts today.
All right. Well, you're the GM, so
I am, but I'm trusting. But remember, we're getting in later rounds now, so now I'm trusting my scouts a lot more than I was, earlier in the rounds where I had my guys.
Yeah, Booker would have been a really good pick for a rotational D end too, as a young D end. I wouldn't be like if they went Booker there and then at 133 they went safety. I would have been okay with that as well.
Yeah.
Because Jalen Hunt is also an edge that has crazy high, Oh, did he just go? I think he just went. Yep, he went. Crazy high ceiling. So here we could have taken Mustafa as well as a safety. So Coleman's there. Brandon Rice is there. The center's there. Jerron Solomon, another edge. He's kind of small, though. That's the only problem with him. Javon Baker's sitting on the board here. Go 3 receivers, Tommy? Javon Baker's sitting on the board. How do you not select Javon Baker?
I get him. Now we're loaded up. we got to make room for these guys now. Now we got 3 draft receivers plus the receivers we have in the house.
Dude.
I mean, man, that would be now. Mind you, Bean said
you draft one in every round. Draft one in every round. Man,
I don't know, man.
You bring in AD, Leggett, and Baker to go with Samuel and Shakir and Hollins. I don't think they would do it, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
You can also Zach Zenter. He was a Michigan lineman, really good lineman. Was probably
I'm thinking lineman
pick. Yeah. He's probably gonna be a second round pick, except he blew his knee out in the last game of the year. So he'll have.
But that would be a guy I would be willing to draft and sit on him. He doesn't need exactly. You stash him away.
But let's see what running backs are out there too. You have Jalen Wright. Jalen Wright, man. 5'10", 210, 9.81. I talk about a do everything back. Jalen Wright would be a good pick here too. Isaiah
still like a bigger back though.
Isaiah Garendo, 6 foot 221, 9.9. He's the guy who ran the 4.3 at 221.
Now see, that is ideally what I would want in a running back, and I wouldn't even mind it here because we need guys. I'm telling James Cook's not. This offense is going to need a 2-headed monster at running back. It can't be James Cook leading the way. He's not a 3-down back.
Do it.
I would do it. I'd draft that runner 6 foot. Okay.
What does Dan want us to do? He just said do it. Tell us who you want. Do it for James Baker. Do it for the running back. Corner. Jones is still here. 5'11", 190. Pritchett. I don't know where they're going to go. They tend to grab late round corners, and they always seem to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Just what they do. We can use a guard, center, and another safety. So really, here, what did we say we did? What did we do? So here's our pick so far: Mitchell, Leggett, DTD. So we have 2 more. We have 133 and 160.
I want the bigger running back.
Do you want? We don't have a younger, or do you want the guard first?
No. I want the bigger back, man. We need help.
3 receivers.
No. We listen. The one thing
Baker's on the board. It's hard to pass on that.
We continue to struggle in the same thing year after year. Short yardage and goal line situation.
The problem with Gorindo is he's not a great between the tackles runner.
Then that's a problem.
Even at that size.
Okay. See, that's weird. That's surprising. You're a big back.
He backed up Jonathan Taylor at Wisconsin.
Then I'll tell you what, we don't get him. You better go out and get yourself like an Ezekiel Elliott for 1 year until you can find your running back in the draft the following season, a bigger back. Then fine. That's not what he is. That's not what he is.
Javon Baker's still on the board. Would you take him? Tell me that, Spin. Would you take Javon Baker if he's still on the board?
Daniel's saying no running back. Huh? Well, you need one eventually, Daniel. We need one, though. Maybe not now. Maybe not in this draft. But I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to need a bigger back eventually. You can't keep going on with this small back, having Josh Allen do all the short yardage shit.
The trading back, there's only one, and that's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
So you can't trade back. Smack that like button. Yes, please. Thank you, Hooked Up Joe. So, Tommy, if as in the room, I would be pressing us to go Zach Zinter here. Give us that guard that's in the future.
I'm with it because if he's a second round talent but dropped because of the injury, we have a good enough depth right now where we could stash that dude, wait for that dude to get healthy. I'm good with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm totally good with that.
All right, we're gonna take Zach Zinter here.
All right. I just hope
we've gone three.
Make sure he's all right.
Yeah, we have 3 offense, 1 defense so far.
All right. Well, it's our last pick right here. Like for what we did, we did a 5 round. Okay.
Yeah. Draft results. See where we're at. Okay. So we're almost there.
Here we go.
Right. So on offense, what would we look at? Wide receiver.
Oh, there goes McCaffrey. Look, of course the Chiefs picked him up. That's such a fucking Chiefs thing to do, right?
Right.
Like, pick up our fucking punter and pick up wild
Ted
card.
Went 145. So Javon Baker went to the Patriots. Oh, that make me sick. That would make me sick. So wide receiver, you still have Coker. Coker's good one. I don't think we're looking for wide receiver. We're looking for defense, right? So we're looking at corner. You have MJ Devonshire, Pittsburgh corner, dude. You know how much Sean McDermott loves those guys. Javarius Brownlee, corner out of Louisville. He's pretty good. Pritchett has returnability.
Okay.
I like from a quarter standpoint, I think Brownlee's better corner than Pritchett. I think I would take Pritchett later in the draft. Edge, Thomas and Zion are both pretty good. Muhammad Kamara is a wild card, man. Some people say he has the upside of like a second rounder.
Wow. Okay.
Linebackers. There's Luftu from Notre Dame. There's Tommy Echenberg from Ohio State. Curtis Jacobs from Penn State. Like, I don't know much about these late round linebackers.
I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go with what you think on this one, man.
All right. Christian Boyd's still sitting there, dude. Logan Lee's still sitting there. I'm a huge Christian Boyd fan. 3-tech, 6'2", 330. Logan Lee, 6'5", 290, really super athletic, former wrestler. Noted D end at best, it won't be better than what we already have. Yeah, that's why I'm thinking defensive tackle. I'd go Christian Boyd here. He's the best. Or go with the center. A young center.
True. A young center.
Let him fight out Will Clapp.
Yeah, I'm good with that too.
So would you go the D tackle or would you go the center?
I'd probably go the younger center. It's time about that time we draft a center.
Daniel Garza says, take Boyd. Yeah, I'm a huge Christian Boyd fan. Do not let me trade up.
We're sick of us.
Yeah, like no trade up for you. So you have
That's
AD
it.
Mitchell, Leggett, DTD, Zenter. We went a lot. We're heavy offense this one.
And we should.
Heavy
and
offense.
that's exactly how it should go, guys. That's exactly how it should go.
Heavy offense.
Beef that offense up, man.
Yeah. So, all right. I like that.
That was a good draft. I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
I mean,
I don't hate it.
I probably
Covered a lot of holes.
AD scares me. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I was a big fan of AD until I started really doing some deeper research on him. You know, listening to a lot of different you know, scouts that really dig into the tape and stuff, and all of them, you know, say super high ceiling. His floor isn't the highest though. Like if you can motivate him, the dude has all the talent in the world.
Yeah.
But people said that about Randy Moss coming out too, and people passed on him, and you saw what
that
he
is true.
do.
There's also a lot of bad talk about DK Metcalf. I mean,
and AJ Brown. AJ Brown didn't go throw a second either.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so do another one. We can do another one.
You want to do another one? Fuck it, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll do another one. It's Friday night. I ain't got nothing to do. You got a beer in your hand? You guys want another one?
Yeah,
we'll another one.
Go ahead.
All right, let's start this bad boy.
Why not?
I'm down for another one. Neighbors went 3, Harrison went 4, Rome went 5. so
this one's
for
you.
trading up.
This one's you in the chat. Yeah.
Yep. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you guys. Is that a little bit better? You can see it a little bit better?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, remember,
I didn't realize how small it was.
If they're on yeah, they could be on their phones. They won't be able to see shit. If they're on their computers, they can see it.
All right. So we're at 28. We do have trade offers, but we have Johnny Newton and Byron Murphy both on the board. Oh. Both of them on the board. Wait, let me make a drink. We couldn't trade up for to get a Dune spin. He went number 5. 3, 4, 5 or the receivers. So when we go up and look how it played out, we went Caleb, Drake, Neighbors, Harrison, O'Dunes. We don't have the ammunition to get up that high to get those guys. Latu, Turner went, Verse, they all the DNs went. Yikes, man, this is crazy. This draft is bust already. So
man, mock drafts are they could be tough. Yeah, go ahead.
Listen, this could be real life. What defensive tackle do you like better? Like at this point, you could trade back. Take 36 and 67. Take 42 and 59. Take 35 and 66. Ooh, I like that one. Would you trade back?
Your call, man. You're the guy right now. I'm
asking you. Would you trade back? You're my scout in the room.
Who's on the board? Let me see the board again.
Okay. You have Newton and Murphy. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Leave Levi Wallace outside the building.
Yeah, please.
You have Newton Murphy, you have Guyton, you have Coleman, you have Mitchell, you have Worthy.
Well, see, they're seeing me. I go, man, but it's your I just can't see it.
35 and 66. Trek saying trade back, get 35 and 66.
All right, go ahead.
I'm trading back to get 35 and 66.
But I'm gonna tell you, ain't no way in hell Brandon Beane is trading back in the draft. I promise you.
I don't think so.
Ain't no way in hell.
Look at that. Johnny Newton, AD Mitchell still on the board.
Hey, smart decision.
Murphy,
then.
Coleman, Ladd. We have no trade offers this time, so we're going to be making the trade. Man, with Johnny Newton there, I think I'm taking him. And then I'm taking wide receiver at 60 and 66.
All right. Johnny Newton.
Would you guys take the defensive tackle? Johnny Newton was sitting there at 35. Would you take him? Answer me that.
You're definitely going to miss out on AD Mitchell. He'll be gone by the time things swing around. I'm going to tell you that right now.
When it comes back around,
Coleman is gone, right? Coleman's been gone, right?
Yep. I'm guessing Polk and it's going to be Polk and Leggett type area.
Yeah. Yep. Ooh, man. I'm not risking it.
But with Javon Baker so low on this one, with Javon Baker and
then we're just going against everything we wanted, which is a receiver.
But man, now we're just going. I would take Sweat. Yeah, Newton is a 3-tech. 6'1", 305, crazy pass rusher. Oh, so hard to make it. Because I already told you, first round I would take Leggett, second round I'd take Baker. But Baker's going in like the fourth in this one. We need beef.
Yeah.
We
need the beef.
Yep. All right. I'm taking Newton. Frazier, Sweat, Franklin, Beebe, Melton, AD.
See ya, AD.
Morgan. Let's see. We're at 46. We still have a couple of guys on the board. Corley, Taylor, Lasser.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if this draft was the real draft, you'd have a lot of pissed off.
Yeah, we would. Trade up and grab Leggett. I'm getting a trade up. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Lucas. Mitchell he takes plays off too, and just concerns me. Like talent-wise, the dude is about as good as they come. So here's where I'd probably try to trade up. So who's actually up? So I have an idea. The Browns are up. So let's trade up with the Browns. Browns will probably tell me to kick rocks. And 133. Hey!
Whoa. We got a trade. We got to accept the trade. And it's with the Texans again. We got a great relationship with Houston. They'll love us.
I'm trading up to grab Leggett. I moved up to grab Leggett.
All right.
Molds is training. Yeah, Shakir's training with Molds again this offseason.
Second year in a row.
Yeah, and you saw how well he did last year.
I'm telling y'all, Eric Molds is the man. Come on, man. Y'all sleeping on my man, Eric Molds. You're gonna turn Shakir into a beast.
Okay, so now we're at 66. So who are you looking at here? We already took a defensive tackle. So what are you looking at here? You can go Marshawn Nealand. Safety, Bullard's there.
Mm-hmm.
Who you guys looking at? You overpaid? Yeah, I probably overpaid. It's not that big a deal. I overpaid because they keep telling me no, Roy. They keep telling me no, those dirty bitches.
How's Crit? What's Chris Braswell?
Braswell?
Edge out of Alabama.
6'3", 251.
That's a boy.
Yeah, he's more of a pass rusher than he is a run defender.
Which we need.
Yeah.
You know what? I would be
Nealand,
man. I'd be kind of willing.
Nealand is super interesting. Super high ceiling, super low floor. There's not a ton of tape on the guy. I might go Braswell here. Alabama guys just kind of seem to hit.
So I mean, Alabama guys in general, right? They tend to work out in the NFL.
Safety, you want to see what the safety? The safeties, there's Bishop, Bullard, and Bullock. We just need to get more beef. And Collins, we need a receiver. And your bullshit, this isn't a draft. They're probably gone. What are you talking about? Okay, you don't like my draft. Got it, Joey. It's not what we really did in real life.
It's a mock draft. You can't. Sometimes selections go off, man. The first drafts, guys are there. Second mock draft,
Braswell can play 3-4 outside linebacker or on the edge because they also played 4-3. That's the thing about Alabama guys. They tend to be able to do both because Alabama does multiple things.
And by the way, we just said that 2 seconds ago. There's no way in hell I could picture this being the way the Bills wind up drafting. Yes. It's just when you mock draft, it's just the way.
We also got Xavier Leggett. So what are you bitching about? Right. Because I didn't get A.D. Mitchell. I'm not high on A.D. Mitchell. I'm never gonna be the guy that takes A.D. Mitchell.
See, I like A.D. Mitchell. Now I think differently. Now, if we draft him and in the real draft, I think Mikey will wind up liking him. You know what I mean? Like he'll have to. He'll have no choice but to come around and wind up liking him. But right now, I get it.
You know, it's fun, just different. Like Tommy's went all offense.
Yeah, man. But mind you, I also want to point this out. It's a 7-round draft. We're doing a 5-round. Draft here. Like there's a lot of things that are going to be done that
later on.
And by the way, we tried to trade up and they weren't taking the trades in this mock draft. So it's not like we didn't attempt to get a top 10 top 5 receiver early on in the first. It just wasn't happening.
I could see this a place where Bean trades back, drops back 5 slots, picks up another draft pick. That's just a Bean thing to do. I'm not going to do it here though. All right. Look, another big guy. I might go ahead and take another big guy. Just for Joey. No, let's look at
Joey, man. Joey's normally a good dude, man. I don't know. I'll tell you, man, football sometimes, man, sometimes it gets people get a little worked up since
Tyreek Smith, a big Kenny Logan Jr. fan, like him. Man, the safeties went quick this time. With this as the safeties on the board, I wouldn't be taking any of them. Let's check running backs. Who's there? Ray Davis. You know, he's not real big, but he's real stout. A great Davis. I just don't think we're going to take a running back this high. I just really don't. Wide receiver.
So here's the the deal. I don't think there's a lot of running backs in this trade. Like when I went and looked, Mikey, there's just not a lot that are appealing to me in this draft. I think you're right. I don't think the Bills draft a running back. Maybe they do, like with one of their bullshit 3rd round, 7th round pick or something.
Yeah.
But I think they address that in next year's draft, and I think they wind up getting, a free agent, a cheap one, like an L. You know what I mean? Just a serviceable guy again, 1-year deal, like a Murray, just to kind of fill that role for now. But yeah, I agree. I wouldn't draft one early or anything.
I don't think they will. Yeah, the Joey, the Logan Lee from Iowa. He's a later. He's a day 3 pick. I can absolutely see McDermott taking him. He's a wrestler, super athletic inside. Christian Boyd's another one that I'm a huge fan of that I would take later. One of the top 2 defensive tackles are on the board that late. You kind of have to take them as much as you don't want to. We already took an edge corner. Jerry Jones is there. The guy's good. But would you really want to take your 4th round pick as the corner? When you could use another receiver? And
right.
Receivers on the board are Brandon Rice, McCaffrey, Tej Washington.
Gotta watch out for those Rices.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's McCaffrey. There's
121.
There's that wild card we were talking about. The Chiefs got in the mock draft, the last one. He's definitely a wild card.
Yeah, I don't think Leggett gets past the Lions either in the first round, Robert. There's no way I think he really makes it the second. I think if we don't take him at 28, the Lions take him at 29.
Mm-hmm.
Trek said he's doing one right now, and the Cowboys offered him 56, 87, a 2025 second, a seventh, a third for the 28 and 160. Yeah, it gets all weird. So what would you do here, Tommy, from a wide receiver standpoint? Would you take the punt returner this early, or would you go Brandon Rice, who's basically Gabe Davis 2.0 with better hands?
Right. I go with Rice. If he has better hands, and Gabe Davis was, I don't think Gabe Davis is so weird to me, man. Looking back at plays with him, man, he made some unbelievable catches. There was a highlight film of him, Mikey, the other day, and I totally forgot about this one. I think it was his rookie year and against the Dolphins. And he made a diving catch for a touchdown. That was just unbelievable. You know what I mean? Like, dude, you had to have great hands, right? Like, got it, dove for it, and still, tucked it into his chest, didn't drop the ball on the ground. And then there's other plays where he just dropped the fucking ball.
Yeah.
It was so mind-boggling with him. Dawson Knox, by the way, same fucking thing. He will make some unbelievable catches and drop the easiest fucking ones.
I would have taken Tej. I know you love your punt returner. There you go.
All right, there you go. Oh, look at that. We're right back up again.
Yeah.
Because of that trade that Mikey did.
And I'm taking Zach Zenter, getting that backup lineman. I think that's going to close it out for us. So we ended up with 3 wide receivers because one of them is a punt returner. So we ended up going Newton and Leggett, Braswell and Rice, Tej and Zach Zenter.
Yeah, so we winded up getting 3 receivers now.
And a guard.
Right now, not my ideal draft. Right? Like not, I mean, it's not a bad draft, but I think ideally we want one of the top receivers. If we can get it.
The fact that we got Leggett, we can snag Leggett in the second every time.
I agree. Yeah.
I don't think Leggett's going to be a second round pick.
No. I'm with you on that.
It's kind of gaming the thing. Really at 28, if Leggett was on the board at 28, I would want us to take him.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm with you, Spin, on the new kickoff rules. I think we need to do something. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we put Curtis Samuel back there, to be perfectly honest with you.
I don't hate
so electric.
I
don't either. I kind of like the idea of it.
Yeah, like, so Curtis Samuel
field catch bullshit.
Yeah, 4.3 speed. I mean, but here's the problem though. Are you willing to risk that because of you can get injured more by doing on special teams, and I really feel like Curtis Samuel is going to be a focal point on the offense. Yeah, so I don't know if I feel comfortable with him back there.
That's why you go and draft the Tej.
Yeah,
that's why you draft the Tej Washington, or you go out and get one of those just straight return guys with a lot of speed that's coming out.
Yeah.
Yes, that is Joey. That is Jerry Rice's son, Brandon Rice. Who made fantastic catch at the combine, and Jerry Rice was on NFL Network and critiqued him and said he didn't get the second foot down. Unacceptable. He said, "Damn." He says, young fellow got to learn to drag that foot.
There it is.
I mean, he took it off. He took it off his shoe tops on and didn't drag the second foot. Nobody thought Torrance would be there when we picked in the second round.
I didn't either.
Everyone thought he wasn't getting out of the first round either. You're 100% right.
I kept scooping him up.
So odd, man. You kept picking him up in the first round.
Yeah, every time.
Tommy, he's not our archetype. He's not our archetype. Tommy, stop taking.
I wasn't gambling it though. I couldn't gamble that dude going to. I'm shocked that he fell where he fell. I'm shocked.
I love it. And then we got a running mate in Zach Zenter in this draft.
Yep.
Won't be this year, but next year. So, all right, Tommy, we've been on here for 2 hours, brother. Let's close this
good
out.
show, man. Awesome show. By the way, man, it was like 100 of y'all stayed with us pretty much the whole night. Like crazy, man. So we appreciate all of y'all sticking around, having fun with us tonight.
Yes. Yes, we're gonna do a live draft show. Are we doing all 3 days, or are we just doing the first 2 days?
We'll do no.
We have a lot of picks in day 3.
I'm up for it if you're up for it. So I'm going to the draft
night 1.
Everybody,
so
I'm going night 1.
We'll be doing a live,
and
show
I'll be chiming in
Tommy,
as much. I'll chime in here and there, as best as I can. You know what I mean? And then night 2, which will be Friday Night Lights, we'll be on. We'll cover the draft live, and then Saturday, if Mikey's free, I'm up for it. I'm always home. So if he's free, then we'll do all 3 days.
There's a ton of picks in day 3.
Mm-hmm.
Day 3, if we do day 3, it's going to be kind of the ones where you pop in and out. You know.
Yeah.
It's going to be. So that's not. You know, I'm not going to sit there for all day on day 3. I'll be popping in and out.
Yeah. I'll probably just let it run the stream run.
Just talk about it. Yeah, one of those.
But nothing on tap. I think next week Mafia Talk will be back on Wednesday.
Oh, nice.
Tuesday is Nuclear Heat. By the way, WrestleMania is this weekend.
Yes, it is.
So Tuesday, Nuclear Heat Wave Wrestling will be doing the recap of that. And I'll be going tomorrow and Sunday to Dr. Love and Sauce Bronson's place to watch WrestleMania weekend. It'll be fun. So that's what I'm doing, Mikey. What are you doing for WrestleMania, by the way? You doing anything?
I'm just staying home watching. Here.
Okay. I don't know.
I think tomorrow is tomorrow night is my daughter's best friend's birthday, so we'll probably end up doing a dinner with her. But I'll catch as much of the WrestleMania as I can.
It's good. It looks like it's a good card.
Night is a little bit more, like it'll be cool to see The Rock actually wrestle.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm an Attitude Era guy. I grew up during that.
Yeah, that's I don't really pay attention much. Like I just go because it's my buddies over there and they're on the channel, but. It's fun, you know what I mean? Gets me out of the house, But I am with you. I'm a WCW guy. I was a 95 to 99 before they sold
NWO
it.
Guy.
I'm a heel guy. I love WCW, but it's wrestling so tough for me to watch now. Like I can't get into it like I used to.
Roy, Cody's story crashes. You think crashes in back-to-back years?
Cody crybabies, by the way. I hate the Cody crybabies. I'm bringing tissues for all the Cody crybabies over the weekend. By the way,
when you watch The Rock get whipped,
oh, get out of here! Rock's gonna give the belt to Cody's mama with all that blood and tears,
and you're gonna see Cody's mama smack the shit out of him. Man. Comp is AJ Brown, but faster version. Yeah, you're right, Spin. That comp is very, very real. Sting was WCW. WCW.
Absolutely, dude.
Sting finally retired.
He did, man. About damn time. But he was stayed in shape, bro. He's an older guy, and he still worked it pretty well in the ring, man. Like for an older guy. So
it was.
But yeah,
it was that guy who told his boss to F off. Everybody wanted to be that guy. It was just
loved it.
It was the rebellion era.
The war. Well, for me. It was more a fact that because I was a WCW guy, but the Monday Night Wars because they wanted to always one up each other, and that's what made it
stories.
You had the best of the best on both sides. So if you were a WWE guy, you were getting the fucking best. If you're a WCW guy, you were getting it was great. Now it's once WCW left, WWE didn't have to do it. They won. They didn't have to do it. That's how I felt. They kind of got lazy with it. Then they went out of the Attitude area. They went into corporate more like stocks and shit. So they had to go PG and it just changed everything. And now the whole course the McMahon thing's going on with that whole mess.
But they're about to go back private. WWE is.
Which is good.
Which is good because you're going to see more of the old stuff. Because
look, if you look at now, even The Rock, right?
He's the only one that can get away with that though, because he's on the board.
I'm like, whoa! Did you see? I know we're getting out of here. But dude, I laughed my ass off. He was on like 2 weeks ago, and he was doing a promo. I think it was at the end of I think it was SmackDown, and he was with Roman Reigns and all that. He's like talking to everybody in the stands. He's like, "We're family," and blah blah blah. He's like, and you guys. You know what you guys could just now. No, he goes, now go home and smoke some more crack.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa. Told everyone to go smoke some crack. I'm like, this guy is brutal.
Yeah. Tommy is black and white, right?
Yeah, you don't see the belt right behind me. NWO right there.
Yeah, he was. I don't. Were you the Wolfpack when it split off, or were you all
black and white, baby? No, black and white. I now, mind you, though, I will say this though. I thought the music was dope for the red black. Like I even liked the look. Like it was dope, but I was way more black and white. I thought it was getting a little bit
when they got
stale
in trouble,
at that point.
When it was Wolfpack versus black and white, it was good. Once they started bringing in other factions of it,
I hated it, dude.
It got out of control.
And then they started adding like Disco Inferno, Stevie Ray. Like it got where it was like
the whole point of NWO was the elite guys pushing back against the business.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
was the whole point
but I didn't mind because it wasn't all elite. Like when they first formed, Mikey, like they did bring on like Scott Norton, Buff Bagwell, who were really low key wrestlers at that point. But I didn't mind that because you needed to have though some other guys that weren't huge on the roster to form a bigger group. Like that's why I didn't mind it. But it got ridiculous when it was 25 NWO members.
Yeah. All right, we went down a rabbit hole with wrestling. This is a Bill show, brother.
We did. But I could talk WCW all day. Anyways, guys, Bill's Mafia, we love you.
Thank you so much for riding with us.
Yeah, thank you for sticking around. And as always, go Bills. We're out of here. Peace. Go Bills.
And look at it go. He could go all the way. Touchdown.
Okay.